Like any company, Novastar has a unique structure to consider when planning to train its staff members. Apples and Chalk contemplated the following characteristics when developing this proposed training model. There are many learning coaches. There's potential for personal schedule clashes, the potential for client session cancellations, the task of encapsulating the robust personality that comes with face-to-face engagement, mandating training, cost effectiveness, and whether or not to pay staff, covering multiple topics in a short amount of time, and the gains and losses using video trainings over in-person instruction. In light of all of the mentioned considerations, Apples and Chalk is proposing what we call the tri-yearly training model. By tri-yearly, we simply mean that Novastar would use 3 days of each year to host in-person training sessions for its learning coaches. Learning coaches would be required to attend one of 3 trainings per year. The 3 trainings would be held during quarters 1, 2, and 4 of the fiscal year. Quarter 3 will remain vacant, considering the fact that a good number of the learning coaches are managing new school year demands during this quarter. Prior to locking in the dates for trainings, Apples and Chalk would provide all learning coaches with a pre-training survey. The survey presents questions regarding training needs or requests, but most importantly, ask for coaches to make 2 preferential date selections for training. Based on learning coach feedback, Apples and Chalk would create the tri-yearly training schedule. Before we move on to discussing the training day schedule, we would like to note that all Novastar new hires would be required to sign up for a training day within the year of becoming employed immediately after confirming acceptance of the job offer. This way, all learning coaches can be slated for training. Now, let's talk about the training day schedule. The training itself is truly an all-day event, featuring lectures, seminars, and hands-on workshops. This prevents coaches from having to clear their schedules for a number of days or traveling to and fro. Beginning at 9:30 a.m., learning coaches will be welcomed, able to register, receive training, resources, souvenirs, and encouraged to meet and greet the Novastar family. The first workshop will be held between 10 and 12 a.m., followed by an hour of lunch. Training will continue at 1 p.m. for another hour and a half of instruction. A 15-minute break will fall between the second and third yet final training block, held between 2:45 and 4:30 p.m. when all learning coaches will be dismissed. You may be thinking 1 day of training is great, but not enough to foster measurable growth. That's where our online platform comes into play. Apples and Chalk will create a Google Classroom for all training attendees. Trainees will be required to take an assessment designed based on the given training curriculum. Other Google Classroom assignments will range from submitting lesson plans to be graded or to receive feedback, and examining scenarios and providing exemplar solutions. Learning coaches must score an 85% or higher on all assessments. Otherwise, these assessments will be returned and one-on-one coaching will be suggested. Not only will the Google Classroom be used to assess if learning took place, but also to provide additional training on topics that weren't covered during the day of. Apples and Chalk will design videos, lessons, and quick assignments for learning coaches to complete to keep coaches up to date with the latest educational practices and Novastar's requirements. This feature will be especially useful during the quarter 3 off season. Finally, Apples and Chalk will provide Novastar with stock videos. These videos are specific to the character of Novastar and can be used for the company's recurring professional development needs. Subjects such as the do's and don'ts of tutoring and session safety will be covered and available online for easy access. This way, even when a learning coach cannot physically attend orientation, he or she can still gain an understanding of the Novastar standard. To sum it all up, Apples and Chalk believes it's best for Novastar to adopt the proposed tri-yearly training model featuring 3 on-site trainings per year. On-site training days will be followed by a series of engaging Google Classroom assessments to ensure trainees grasp concepts and are equipped to provide a more efficient level of tutoring. For all that isn't addressed on the training days, Apples and Chalk will develop short instructional videos and assessment companions for learning coaches to remain up to date. Finally, Apples and Chalk will create stock videos to be used to meet recurring Novastar professional development needs. Any and all details within this model can be tweaked to your liking. Thanks for watching. We look forward to hearing from you.